Hello there, Saturday morning, and when it's 7 o'clock, you know that, of course, it's time for Prime Insight. Hello there, and welcome to the program. This is what we call the battleground for ideas. Well, simply because throughout the week, all of the stories that we get to hear of and the matters that come up, we dissect all of them here on this platform. Hello there, my name is Blessed Suga, and if you're joining us from home, don't you worry, you can also be a part of the show this morning. And then would have also our in-studio guests will be having their take on all of the matters that we'll be discussing for this week. Quite an eventful week it has been, but of course it started off with a press briefing, a government's update on how the Operation Recover or Loot is faring. That was a hot political topic, even before the 2024 elections. Then after the 2024 elections, the president set up a committee that presented a report. The Attorney General was expected to have worked out the cases and ensure the prosecution of the individuals. Years down the line, or months down the line, probably that would be more appropriate, we know that some of these cases are yet to take off. Even the ones that are taking off are grinding slowly, but that's the wheel of justice, isn't it? But the public pressure is on government now for updates on how the entire concept of the Operation Recover or Loot is faring. So that's why, of course, government decided to update us this week. Are we happy about the progress report as a country? That's the question we're asking this morning. So feel free to be a part of the show. Then we're 69, don't you forget. Next year will be 70. The president has laid out his vision as well towards that feat. So we'll be looking at our country in retrospect. Of course, just taking your thoughts also on how we can move forward together as a nation. And speaking about the president, he's giving fresh directives, adding some new products to this list of ban on land transit. The Ghana Revenue Authority is said to be losing quite some significant amounts of money to smuggling, obviously, under declaration of goods through our land frontiers. And so the president has decided to add rice, cooking oil, and some other items to that list where you can't bring them through the land transit. So we'll try and explain, or at least understand from the industry players, technically what it means and why GRA appears to be suffering that challenge over the period. So these are some of the issues that we'll be looking at this morning, and feel free to be a part of the show if you're joining us. This is Prime Insight. When we return, I'll tell you about my guests and also those who are helping us do the discussion. But there's an unfortunate event that happened prior to coming to the show, because last night, many of us have seen the visuals. Probably we should put that on the screens by now. And we'll be getting that for you shortly, giving you a sense of what happened in Lebanon, where some of our soldiers have come under intense fire. So we understand that at least some men of ours are critically injured, those who are on peacekeeping mission by the United Nations. Some of them were attacked. The Ghana Armed Forces has released a statement, many speculations online, and the conversation is continuing as to whether or not we withdraw our men from Lebanon just for the purposes of peace, because there's a whole tension in the Middle East, which many are concerned about. If you haven't seen those visuals, I will be giving you a sense of that shortly. So welcome to the show. When we get back, we get into these vexed matters.
It's time to put the spotlight on indigenous Ghanaian businesses, homegrown innovations, products, and services. Is your product produced and made right here in Ghana? Then brace yourself for an exciting sales and music festival dubbed Ghana Fest 2026, the biggest sales and exhibition bazaar in March. To register as a business or vendor, call 053-100-3813 or 024-445-3929. Limited slots available. This event is powered by Joy Prime and Joy FM with support from Joy News and Hits FM. Ghana Fest 2026. Buy Ghana, sell Ghana, celebrate Ghana.
Imagine waking up to fresh forest air, wildlife just a few steps away, and breakfast served in the heart of nature. This March, Joy FM is inviting you to escape the city properly. Friday the 20th and Saturday the 21st of March, we're taking you on the Joy FM Safari Experience 2026, a 2-day luxury adventure through Aqua Safari and Safari Valley. Picture this. We head to Aqua Safari, Lakeside Branch, Island Boat Rides, Segway Adventures, and just when you think it can't get better, we head to Safari Valley for pure relaxation and an evening bonfire and fun luxury cabins tucked away into nature. Then we rise early for a sunrise hike along the Kriapim Ridge. Breathtaking views, golden light, and unforgettable moments. Guided wildlife encounters. This is not just a trip, it's nature, comfort, adventure. Curated the Joy FM way. Joy FM Safari Experience 2026, 20th and 21st of March. Limited spaces, premium experience. Single 5,000 CDs, double 8,000 CDs. Call or WhatsApp Slevin on 053 100 3813 to book your slot. Be part of this unforgettable escape, because sometimes the best way to reset is to get lost in nature in style.
Chale, me did coffee loto. Utria loto dia obatubia eye kokokra. Sawoto niebo bosu na wudi, nie twa kaya prekope, enye se cobra, no long stories. Ome dibi no yebo bon mudi ni krom friso, miaye ni nyina. Enti so bi dibia, we nye se yes you, eye kan edem clear, ubia unu mu pepepe. Na otwibia ticket baako, ebenya sika 10,000 Ghana cedis, eye clean. Na sa ticket no tie ye na so last number no e come match lucky bona na nie u boost to win no e dey ko 50,000 Ghana cedis plus. Na otwibia ni obedi 10,000 Ghana cedis no ono na tie ye otimi boost to the chances. First, official unique prize winner 10 lucky ball. 787 lucky number is authorized by NLA 18 plus age. Play responsibly. Let's go.
Ghana man TDA, a Gadian Kwao, Titru Asante Mantemimu, Ensure 104.5 FM, and the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, at the Ghana Man Fair 2026 Abraham, a Nami and Sajumedian Yadebramu, a Fiera 27th, Copim Niquasiara 29th March 2026, and upon on Crocop Menu Reno soon, a man Ghana, Newman Kwan, Obehu, Niane, Anumnia, and Tadian in Pobua, and the Ghana Newman Bia, this year's year, Wabe, Nimekon Ketua, Adantemu, Nia Casifoni. Ye link you why I don't far brain about my real live band music. I would media say I say a Fiada 27 copy Niquasiada 29th March a Fiana Panon Group of men soon. Sagana man TDA Ranian supported the local industry. Nian Togana Nioma, Nian celebrate your mind Ghana. Media among the brain with number 1 car radio station in Sha 104.5 FM. Yannick Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry Kumasi branch. So Pasobaj Media B now so Basoyasia. Friend number way 0245 594425. I'm made in Ghana. I'm made in
Welcome back to Prime Insight, and of course, so many issues happening. We'll deal with them, obviously, by the end of the day. Let me tell you about those helping us do the conversation for this morning. Atik Yakubu is a member of the National Communications Team for the New Patriotic Party. He's joining us this morning. The race is also heating up for the NPP, so obviously we know that he'll be putting his heart in the ring just to try out one of the positions. We understand it's the National Youth Organizer position. So yeah, he's a big man. We'll wait to see how that reorganization process will go within the NPP. And then we have one man who's vexed in the matter of imports and exports, Executive Secretary for the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, Samson Asaki Awingobit, is joining us. Good morning to you, sir. And you're still rocking the fugu. It's all in the spirit of...
the month of our heritage month.
Yeah, independence. 69 we are.
69,
actually.
absolutely.
Yeah. So let's start off with that because, the president has laid his vision for our road towards 70. We're 69, one step towards 70. What do you think that we should be doing as a nation now, knowing that we're approaching 70 gradually?
Well, I think good morning and good morning to your cherished viewers and listeners and my very good friends here, Yaku, my brother, and then my very good friend Ivan. Yeah. You see, we are in the month of our heritage month, and that's why I wear my traditional wear, color, the 3-in-1.
3-in-1.
We don't use this dress to sit like this.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to sit.
This is powerful. We should have given you a presidential
a sofa chair, and then I'll say that then your camera can take the design, so that those who really want have the appetite for 3-in-1. They say they want Asaki's design.
Yes,
you understand.
No, but Asaki's design is too expensive. Yes. Not many people can afford this. This one is for a big man.
Yes, I think I was at the Jubilee House yesterday for the SIF March, and I saw modesty from the president. I saw humility from the president. I saw a president who's calling for national cohesion, national unity, and who is making Ghana proud that wherever we are, not only Ghana, who is calling for African person to be proud of himself. He laid down what he intends to do and going forward what he wants Ghana to do.
Yeah.
Yesterday, performance by the school children was very fantastic. Speech that was delivered by the president was appealing. President has opened up his arms and said, look, let us build Ghana together. In fact, what fascinated me was when the president acknowledged our forefathers, our founding fathers. Remembered our first president, his contribution. He recognized former President Rawlings. He recognized former President Kufuor. Even his own predecessor, former President Nana Akufo-Addo, and then the way forward. So I saw Ghana, we are heading towards in the right direction. We have a man who have the heart and who said, look, I'm not president for only my party, but I'm a president for the Republic of Ghana. Yeah. I think I spoke to the media, including your network yesterday, and I said one of the things I'm looking forward to see coming 70 years is to see the government taking the Independence Day out of Jubilee House to the Independence Square. My reason was that because it's 70 years, it is one time. Some may not live to see again. Yeah. And so let us bring it out so that all the ordinary citizens will come. In fact, you know what the president did yesterday? No. When he was on his way coming, he left his car and then he used the ceremonial car that they used to go and lighted a perpetual flame. No? Yeah. And he was able to catch up. I didn't know that there were canopies at the back of the Jubilee House across the road where citizens came around. Yeah. And I don't think it was announced, but people still came. And people, even after we closed with this, people, they were still sitting there.
Yeah, so your argument is that we have a lot of public interest.
So the anxiety is there. Yeah. Okay. So, and then I also said yesterday that I want to see our 70-year independence celebrated with our traditional musicians.
Right. Should be big.
Our traditional musicians, our gospel musicians. We should dance to the glory of Jesus. To thank Ghana for bringing us to 70 years. So I want to see that they will invite more musicians. More, we have the oldest musicians like Amachi Dede, like Akosia Japan, like the Selena Donkors, Esther Smith. A lot of
you feel there should be a big concert.
It should be a big.
But government has always brought the justification that when
no. So I'm so look. It is. You don't need. They don't. I don't think if they invite them, they want to take money.
Right.
Because it's your country. I drove there yesterday. Nobody buy me fuel.
Yeah, but nobody will buy you fuel.
No. See, I drove there before because I'm a patriotic.
Yeah,
I'm a citizen.
And you are a senior citizen.
Yeah. So I know there are people who it is even It is even there. It will add to your, enrich your CV that your country is celebrating their 70th year. And they've extended out to say, come and be part.
But some of the artists would want to take money.
No, I don't think. I don't know. I am not sure. They should be patriotic enough
to come and perform.
But the school children came to perform. They should be patriotic enough. We should be patriotic. And look, that will add more ingredient, more style. You know, it has not been like that.
Yeah, right.
So for 70 years, it is something that all of us, and they should replicate the same thing to the regional levels, the district levels, that if you have musicians, traditional musicians, bring them. Even older people who can dance, bring them. Let them come and showcase. That is how we showcase Ghana. You know, the president is selling. Right now, I thought we used to say we are getting a brand ambassador. Look, President Mahama is a very fantastic brand ambassador. Look at how smokes has become scarcity commodity in the country. I was speaking to your media and I was saying that my brothers in the north, my sisters in the north, this kente is not weaved by only men. It's woven by both men and women. Time will come, people will place order and they will even get to supply. Because look, the president of St. Kitts, or what's his name? And Nevis. You saw that he won Fugu yesterday with his headgear. You see how it was nice. Look, that country will be demanding. Zambia president, when they thought it was a blouse, right now Zambia president is saying that he wants some. The Minister of Foreign Affairs said somewhere that when he went to AU, Foreign Affairs Minister, his colleagues told him that the next time they are meeting, they want him to bring smokes to them. They want all of them want to wear smokes. And so I can tell it becomes now a national commodity. In fact, we need to register the patent if we haven't registered it. We need to register the patent.
So that it belongs to us. Nobody will take it.
Nobody else.
Which country are you scared of that may copy us?
I'm not without no any knowledge, but I know if you go to China, you can get kente in China.
Oh, really?
No, they manufacture. If you go to China, you will see the same.
So you're scared the Chinese will take our.
So we need as a country to register
Fugu away.
Our patent. They can copy, but the name is Fugu. Maybe they will not get it.
Maybe they will not write Fugu. What would they write? If they won't write Fugu, what would they write?
Well, perhaps they will have their own way to write. Yes. So for me, I think that going forward, it's not only the cost alone, but the name that it will give, the funding, the fantasy side of it, and then how people will come and also feel part of it. Because President Mahama has 4 years to go. 2 years to go, isn't it? 2 or 3 years?
3.
3 years
if
to
you
go.
say that, you are scaring us.
Sorry, no, 3 years.
When you say
President Mahama has 3 years. Yeah, it's 4 years. No, his term is 4 years. President Mahama's term is 4 years. He's going to be president for 4 years. Already 2 years, we spend the independence in-house.
So now
and I'm thinking that his 3rd year in the 4 years should be a legacy. We should go out to celebrate so that every Ghanaian will come say, look, truly, he made some savings. After that one, after savings, the President Mahama has done well. He has made some savings from the 1st year and from the 2nd year. He has made some savings for Ghana. And that is the way to go.
Okay, and I think he's also following the president because he's wearing the Fugu too. So that's being a patriot. In principle or in spirit, which of them?
Both of them. So, good morning to our viewers, and good morning to my co-panelists and my brothers also seated here. We are 69. I saw this trend on social media that all the pretty ladies were wearing this the black star jerseys.
The jersey, yes.
Yeah, it was very beautiful. It was very, very beautiful. And irrespective of where we do stand on certain things that have happened in this country since independence, it also shows that we are still patriotic towards our nation. We love our nation. No matter whichever country that you find yourself in or wherever you go to, at the end of the day, you cannot change even if you are naturalized or you get a new passport in another country, it doesn't change the fact that you are a Ghanaian. So the country that you should always love is this country. And I was very happy and I was very elated with the trend that was going on social media. That being said, I was going through TikTok and I saw somebody make a comment that there's nothing for us to celebrate on because our leaders have not been able to put the country where it has to be. I disagree with that. And I always, and I still hold that position that you cannot completely throw both political parties that have ruled this country for some years under the bus when it comes to development. We, as political parties, whichever time that we came to government, being it from the 1992 of J.J. Rawlings to the 2000 of President Kufuor, then back to Prof. Mills, Mahama, then to President Kufuor, and back to GM2. All the political parties have contributed to the development of this country and the development of our youth. We've all done it. We inherited a country that was always in debt, being it under MPP or under NDC. We all inherited a country with, regular by debt. The country started with, I think, 2 billion pounds given to us for development. If you want to calculate it with inflation, we are going to be hitting around $63 billion in today's currency. Yeah. But we were able to move this country, debt-stricken, an economy very junk. That is from the military era to democracy. Then we went back to the military era. Then we moved on and moved on and moved on. Finally, we had the democracy, and we've been practicing this democracy since 1992. So those who have the view, or these who come with the mindset that both MPP and NDC haven't done anything, look, whichever I disagree, vehemently disagree. Whichever thing that any government, being a military or civilian government, did in the previous years, both MPP, being MPP or NDC, we've doubled it. Whichever achievement.
So we've moved forward as a nation. That's
we've moved forward as a nation.
Okay.
Pick power sector, for instance. Whatever that was done, double it. Pick the road sector. Whichever that was done, we all double it.
So there's something to be happy for, that we're moving forward. And next year will be 70. Something says we should make it grand, big, because 70 will not come again.
I disagree. We should find our way to just celebrate it quietly.
Like we're doing now.
I think that we should do it quietly, because you see, the moment the grant comes in, money will have to come in. He was saying that we expect our stars to be patriotic and they'll come perform free. They won't do it. They will never do it, because they come with the mindset that you people are making so much money from this. So why is it that I should come and do it for you for free? Since time immemorial, there's never been any time that we had our stars coming to perform for us at a national event, and they say, no, it's never happened. They will never do it. And I believe that even when you are made an MC,
that one, Asaki will pay me. He will pay me personally.
So begin to be patriotic.
Yes, that's what he said.
So the issue is, the issue is that the moment you open up for something grand, know that there's going to be a problem.
But you see, the interest, the public interest, as he was pointing to, the fact that when these events are happening, even the viewership online, people who are just watching from home, those who even want to come to the grounds just to celebrate, you won't get that number when you're doing that, say, at the Jubilee House. And this is going to be our 70th anniversary next year.
Are you aware that this 69th anniversary, right, is the most celebrated by the youth?
Oh.
Yeah, check online. I didn't know this rush for purchase of jersey was because of the state match anniversary. I didn't even know. So I thought that maybe Black Stars was going to play a match. I'm not a fan of football. I'm a fan of boxing. Right? So to me, I kind of felt that maybe Black Stars is going to have a match. That was where my mind went to. I didn't know that it was towards the state match. And I was very, very elated when I saw the pictures and these videos
flying
all over the place. And I said, at least we are showing patriotism than the people who came before us. We are showing patriotism than the people, irrespective of where we find ourselves. We think that it's our country. We have to find a way to protect it and also safeguard our interests. And you see, when people show patriotism, they hold government to accountability. You understand? So when we show our interest in our nation, that's when we begin to hold the government accountable to its deeds.
All right. Ivan, were you at the Jubilee House yesterday for the celebration?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're not invited? Because that wouldn't be cool. You're now graduating into the political classes.
Yes, I didn't get invitation, so I was at my
corner. You decided to watch from your corner. That's why something is saying, let's make it big. Everybody can come there. You know, it should be like a big celebration because we'll be 70 next year.
70 next year.
70.
I disagree. I think my understanding of independence is a bit different from what many Ghanaians actually do. Because, yes, it is important for us to acknowledge yesterday to be able to shape today. Because the whole essence of yesterday is to guide us into the present, not to repeat the mistake we did in the past, to be able to move into a direction that will, you know, give a certain prominence to our welfare as a country, our economic prospect as a country. So with that in mind, I am in for this modest approach, the one President Mahama brought in last year. Yeah. Because if you zoom to the past and you look at the amount of money which gone into some of these things, I think they were quite highly unreasonable. And I don't think that where we are as a country, if you look at the economic fortunes of Ghana and what the demands of young people are, many of which are employment and other related activities, it will be highly unreasonable to be sinking millions of Ghana cedis into celebration. I know the question is, what is it for? So for me, I think it is very, very important that we constrain the celebration like this. And moving forward, I'm looking at how we can use such an occasion to invoke a sense of nationalism and patriotism among young people. Because in recent times, you and I will appreciate the fact that that sense of nationalism and patriotism among Ghanaians isn't that much of a thing that we can say we are proud of. So we need to use occasions like this to be able to whip that national sentiment so that young people will actually believe in their country. People will be proud to be Ghanaian, you understand? Because that is the starting point if we want to move on as a country. But we are coming from a background where people perceive politicians as people who use politics as an avenue to make money. So everybody is watching afar, sitting from afar. Any least opportunity anyone gets, just want to take their pound of flesh, you understand? So that is the mindset over the years we've been approaching politics and governance with. So I am looking at where we can use this whole Independence Day celebration to awaken that sense of nationalism within young people to be able to appreciate that, hey, this is our country. The interest of the nation always comes first. Your allegiance is to Ghana, to the constitution, to the flag, and to the people of this country before even political parties. If we begin to, sensitize people on that particular line, I'm sure that we'll get to a time where the value that is associated with the celebration of independence, we actually get it. Because even the word celebration, I don't go for celebration. I am looking at as substitute for something like commemoration, because commemoration takes a more of a reflective posture that will give you that opportunity to sit down, do sober reflection, and ask yourself a lot of questions.
Yes, but I mean, Ivan, what will we lose if we just, use the Black Star Square? After all, that's why we created. That's why it was.
We can do it at the Black Star Square and still constrain it. You understand? Okay, we can. So that is a choice. So I think that is a decision made by the president. Maybe 70 years, if we want to take it to the Independence Square and still constrain it without that.
So your biggest concern is about the budget?
Yes, I am. Okay. I am very much concerned because you see, as government, you need to match the energy of the public. You see, you're coming from a background where people are crying in terms of the economic, and at the end of the day, you turn a blind eye and you begin to put up such a huge celebration. Definitely, you'll be at the wrong side of the people.
Yeah, but we used to do the rotation.
Yes.
Yeah, something I'll come to you. We used to do the rotation.
Yes.
That wasn't bad, was it? Taking it to every region so that every region feels
I think, yes, symbolically it was good, but it came with a huge cost because I think the one we did at Ho, I think we spent almost 13.7 million Ghana cedis, and then the one in Koforudia was 15 million. Last year, the estimation was that we're going to use about 20 million, you understand? But the downscale brought it to around 1.5 or 1 million Ghana cedis.
1 million. This year is 1.5.
Yeah, for me, I think it's highly reasonable because you see, it's not just about the celebration. The whole essence is that, you see, the question is, even if we walk deeper into the celebration itself, the question is, what actually are you celebrating? You understand? Yes, it's good, and it's a fact that the NDC and PP both have made advances since our independence up to now. But the question is that independence come in twofold. We have the political independence that give us that right to vote, that kind of representation. But the independence in its core essence is the economic independence, which we lack. It's not just Ghana. On the continent, poverty has been weaponized, and as a result of that, many young people who are full of talent have been cowed into submission, because if you don't have economic independence, you cannot even begin to think independently. How much more to be thinking of innovating and those kind of stuff. So for me, I think we must focus on how we be able to, create such economic incentives so that young people can take advantage and we grow as a country, because that is the only way we can be proud of ourselves and say, hey, we are celebrating, and there will be something worthy of celebration. Yes, we can celebrate the political independence because transition since 1992 has been quite smooth. The NDC and PP will be moving from one political party to another without any incident. But the question is, are we really independent economically as a country? That is debatable, you understand? And if you look at the vast majority of young people who are seeking employment and other related way, I think we need to pursue economic independence. So if somebody sits on social media and says that, hey, we've not developed, these are critical, open, debatable questions that people are open to ask, you understand? So I think the focus should be economic. Let us pursue that economic independence, because without it, there will be nothing to celebrate. That is why I'm saying that we need to shift from the celebration posturing to more of a commemorative posturing, so that we can reflect, why did our forefathers toil and sacrifice to achieve that particular independence? What are we doing as a country? Because the whole essence to grant the average Ghanaian that kind of economic independence, to be able to think independently. Can we boast of those things? If it is not, then I think we need to do more.
Yeah, something you had wanted to come in.
When I said we need 70 years, it's a big history to be told. Look, yesterday when I was leaving the house, my children were crying. Why? They want to follow daddy to the Independence Day. Because the place is restricted, fewer chairs are there. If you take the children there, where are they going to be? But if say at the at the Independence Square, because it's 70 years, there's even public gallery. You can leave an adult to take care of the children to be there, and they're also observing. In fact, who knows that President Mahama yesterday was not going to sat in his car to the grounds, but he was going to be on that open car to come to the grounds. So you can imagine ordinary citizens who have seen the president riding in that open ceremonial vehicle to the ground. It was a good thing. It has never happened. Even Rawlings himself, who was a military and was not afraid, never sat coming to ceremonial program and sit on that open car and come. He only go on it when he's going to light the the flame. Is that not it? So this was a clerical call that I am making that. And people should be patriotic enough. Ivan, you go to media house every day to defend government.
To defend government, or to speak.
Or even to advocate.
Yeah.
Let me put in that perspective. To advocate. You advocate because you have Ghana at heart. Isn't it? I said yesterday, I sat in my car and I drove to the place.
Yeah.
Nobody buy me food. You said I can buy because I can afford. Look, there are people who can even walk from Ushuhum to come because he's coming to celebrate 70 years anniversary. There will be people who want to come from Tema to come and watch because he's coming for 70th anniversary. It's not the government to give them 1 0 or 2.
So you think our musicians will come?
I can tell you, there are still. You want to say there are no good people in Ghana again?
It's just that what you're saying.
There are still people with patriotic. Why? When there was this, even though we'll be discussing it. What do you call it? That thing that oral, right?
Yes.
They came. The team that President put up. They came and said they were not going to take 1 cedi. And they never took 1 cedi. And they work. And they presented their report. Is that not true? So there are still people who would like to work without
including musicians.
Including musicians. If you like, open the lines and see what else. Some people will tell you that they will call and say, look, if they give me the opportunity, I will come and perform for Ghana. For Ghana. And I'm saying that for the flag.
For free.
For you, for your government to even invite you to come and play a role. Do you know what it entails on your CV? that even in your own country, to the higher apex of the seat of the government, they recognize your work.
Yes, I'm just asking, you know.
You are thinking, you are
really
speculating whether people would they come. And I'm daring you that there are people who...
You have any artist in mind that, known artists that will perform for free you want to mention?
Oh,
appeal to?
There are people like Amachi Dede.
Hey.
These are renowned musicians. What's the other guy? Okay, there was a 1 year President Mahama 1 year celebration, or was it a New Year something at the Jubilee House? One musician came and played. What was his name?
Who was that?
Oh, the one with the dreadlocks.
Rocky?
Is that Rocky?
Dawuni.
Yeah. One of the cinemas musicians.
Yes.
He came there and he
performed for free?
Yeah, he performed for free. I don't think he was paid for that.
Don't know for a fact.
No, it's not about I don't know for a fact. I'm telling you, there are people who are patriotic. People will do it. If you give people the opportunity, even to open that and say, okay, anybody who wishes to come perform for Ghana on that day to entertain Ghanaians on our 70th anniversary, you will see people. Look, they can't even contain the numbers. The numbers will be huge. Even if the old one will not come, the young ones who also want that platform to explore. Look, they are talent who are sitting at home. Do you know that? So if he comes on that performance, it can explode. People like Sarif, what's his name?
Is it Black Sheriff?
Black Sheriff, Kofi Kenyatta, and others. They will come. They will come and perform.
All right. We need to move on.
Yeah, Blessed. I think, you see, the physical congregation is just a minor aspect of Independence Day celebration. And I'm not sure you need to travel all the way to Accra to celebrate. You see, I think we must elevate...
but if we are together, you know...
we must begin to elevate it to a point where it will have a certain symbolic essence so that it will awaken within a Ghanaian that this day I am proud to be a Ghanaian. For instance, this day celebration, this March past we've been doing over the years, I have always advocated that, you see, when it's getting to March, we need to start some sort of a sensitization to get every Ghanaian to get at least national flag. So on the day, we can be waving. We can call it the flag waving day. Just to be able to awaken. You don't need to travel all the way to Accra to celebrate independence. The independence should be within us because it is a commemoration. We are remembering what some people died for and what we are to live for today so that we will be remembered for tomorrow. You understand? So that, I think the symbolic essence for me is very, very, very important.
We need to talk about oral. I think in any final take, we're told that your government is spending quite a significant amount. You heard the amounts being mentioned then on the rotational policy at the time.
On the rotational?
The rotational independence, you know, taking it to the various regions. I think that...
you see, when you are moving a program out of the region, all right, the logistics alone is not a joke.
Exactly.
You understand? I mean, those of us who are married will tell you that even a moderate wedding with the issue of decoration is not even a small joke. You are moving functionaries out of the country. You are fueling a lot of cars.
Out of town, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, out of town.
When they are relocating to another region.
You are fueling a lot of cars. The military personnel. Don't forget that whenever you are doing a program of this magnitude, you need to take into consideration the security, the intelligence, those who will get there before. They have to be there for about 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Even more.
Picking intelligence across the where it's going to be held and the adjoining environment. You understand? So you need a lot of resources, being it human resources and monetary resources to get it done. So when you say that there was a huge sum of money spent there, yes, valid, agreed. You understand?
Yeah.
It's agreed, but it doesn't mean that, and it doesn't mean that all those expenditures were acts of corruption. It hasn't been stated anywhere. I hope you get me.
Yeah. No, nobody has impugned.
Yes, but I'm just saying, it doesn't mean. But when you do it at the Flagstaff House, it's moderate because it's a secured environment. That is one. Two, you don't need to move personnel out because let's say the president is being moving out of the Flagstaff House to Koforidua for an event.
It takes logistics.
It takes logistics. It takes personnel. You understand? Yeah. So when it comes to issues of moving a program out or we do it on a regional basis, it's going to cost a lot.
We have not even thought of Brand Ghana where there are private entities in this country that we have to celebrate our 70th anniversary. If we make costs today, now preparing now towards next year, I can tell you, you will overwhelm companies and individuals will donate to support. Let us get let us know the projection.
Even the ones we removed out of the region,
companies will like to, yes, companies will like to
sponsorship, but we're still paying a lot.
We will look companies. I know mining companies, oil companies, banks, insurance companies. Many companies will different support.
And it's an aspect we've been lacking. You see that the science and maths craze. Got to a time the funding was even a problem. You understand? You ask yourself, we have this huge multinational companies sitting here.
Look, and they will come and
financing a whole lot of holy activity.
They will be proud to see their logos, their brand everywhere in the corner.
I see. I don't know if I should just put the audience now on that, because the opinion is divided. Should we be moving it out of the region? Jata, what do you think?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, we the Genesis, we are super excited about.
And I see that you're still in the trends.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. We are very, very excited about
yes.
Euphoria. And I would also be of the view that the rotational basis is good because everyone gets the opportunity to also be a part of the celebration. And that also boosts we begin to feel a part of the system, and just everything should not just be concentrated in Accra alone. But there is one more important thing that we spoke about, which has to do with the cost involved, because when we even want to decide as to whether we want to go back to rotational basis, it all borders on cost because we want to be cost effective. Yeah. And I think recently, last year, President John Dramani Mahama spent 900,000 on the Independence Day celebration. And yesterday, I'm not too sure, but I think it's around 200. 1.5.
I haven't confirmed.
600 difference, yes.
1.5 million Ghana cedis.
What's the source again? Government disclosed that they were spending 1.5?
No, I think we heard that.
Okay, because I'm not aware of the sources.
Okay, so from 900,000 to 1.5 million Ghana cedis. And, previous years under President Akufo-Addo Dankwa, we used to spend an average of 16 million Ghana cedis each year. And I think by the time his 8 years in office was over, he spent close to 66.2 million Ghana cedis. So all I'm trying to say is that currently we can see that there's some level of prudence, management, and, financially, the figures are reducing. It's not as much as previously. So I think under this current administration, it will be possible for us to still go back to the rotational basis because there is that 100% guarantee that financial management will be prudent, and then our funds will not be,
and that's the question for you. I mean, what was the government thinking about the economy at the time when you were still spending quite a lot on the celebration?
I think that the question will be flawed. The reason why the question will be flawed is that
because he's saying there's prudence.
He's saying that there's prudence.
Yeah.
Because we are just doing it at the Jubilee House, or the Flagstaff House, the seat of presidency. That's where you are doing it. But the moment you move it out, you do it rotationally, you are going to spend so much. So you cannot say there's prudence when it's just been at one place or at a sitting. All right. Then also claim that okay, fine. When you moved out, there was a lot of cost in it. Because you have moved that, that's why there's so much cost.
Are you saying that we couldn't have trimmed the amounts we're spending on the rotational celebration?
Until the government, this government, decides that they are also going to have a rotation.
Then we don't have anything to compare.
No, you don't have anything to compare.
Right.
Like I did.
But we've done some of the Black Star Square before.
I'm saying that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that until this government decides to also go on to do rotation,
we can't conclude.
We can't conclude, right? We are basing it on uncertainty, and let's hasten slowly on this.
Right.
We are heading towards the 70. As we are heading towards the 70, there can be this proposal that let's move it to Tamale, because I don't think that we've had a big one.
During your time, they celebrated in Tamale before, right?
Yeah, we did Tamale as a country. Yeah. I think that was
Water region. Eastern region.
Eastern region, you did Kofodia.
You did Asante region. Was it?
I'm not too sure. I don't recall that. I think it was done. It was done. Okay, it was done. It was done. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So until the government decides, or let's say the government says that we are heading towards 70, so let us do it across the country, or they're just doing it. The presidency will be doing it like we are going to do it grand. Let's not talk about cost.
But where I sit as executive secretary, do you know that there's also an increase in local economies?
Oh, when
they move out, people will sleep in hotels, people will buy food, people will buy so many things, and the local economy would also boom. Yes.
So cost alone. Okay, briefly wrap up on me. Yes,
I want to come in with regards to what Atik said. In 2020, during the pandemic, we spent about 13 million, and then in 2021, we still spent 10 million Ghana cedis, even though it was still held at the Jubilee House. So the difference is all about the prudent management. That is what can reduce the
Okay, so you're saying that it's not about
still,
the location. Well,
exactly.
okay, but if you're hosting that within COVID, the technicalities will be different, isn't it?
But still, there's expenditure will still come in.
Right. Okay. Yes.
Thank you, Blessed, for giving us this opportunity.
Let's be fast about it so that we talk about all.
My view has always been the case that there are certain things that you don't put so much on the cost.
Okay, right.
Because 2007, some of us were very young. We realized the euphoria that came with celebrating our 50th anniversary. I think it's about time that we do this for the 70th anniversary and then the 75th.
Yeah.
Yes, we can look at the cost from all points of view. US at the moment, you wouldn't say everything is glossy there or rosy there. So if we are looking at the cost, then I think even football, we shouldn't play football at all. So there are certain things that we shouldn't put the cost on it.
Right.
Let's look at the benefit that we will get. And then the youth that, the young ones who will realize that, oh, when I was in class 1, we celebrated 70th anniversary, and this is the cap or something that I can show. Because 2007, yesterday we saw a picture trending, and then people were saying that if you've not seen this cap before, don't be talking about you are a big boy or something. So these are the things that on any day in the next 20 or 30 years, we should be able to also put it out there and say that when we were celebrating our 70th anniversary,
I think there was a cloth. There was a 50th anniversary cloth.
Yes, the Jubilee, the golden
there was a
Jubilee.
cloth.
So there are certain things that I think we shouldn't look so much on the cost,
on the
and
cost.
then
Okay,
we
because it's a
celebrate
national
on
celebration.
Yes, national celebration.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, good morning and thank you for the opportunity. I think that good morning and thank you for the opportunity. I think that the celebration is important, but to rotate the celebration, in my perspective, I do not agree with that, in the sense that it is going to increase cost. The one the president did yesterday was a good one, and then we need to applaud him. The celebration should be at one place where we celebrate it every year. So it shouldn't be that every year we want to move it from Accra to different region. That will not even make sense, because we are going to celebrate parade, speeches, and others. But at the end of the day, we are still facing the unemployment challenges. We are still facing issues that are affecting us, economic challenges. So if the celebration will be geared towards solving these challenges, then I believe that that is a good one. The celebration shouldn't be celebration that every day we are interested in rotating. These are unnecessary stuffs. It should focus on positive things that the youth should be experiencing. It shouldn't be that we come and then we discuss that, oh, how should we rotate it to here? No, it should be that what impact is the Independence Day celebration bringing to us? Thank you.
But that's why Samson was talking about the economies being impacted.
I'm really surprised people still reference Ghana 50, because it was one of the biggest scandal, and still, you remember the excesses that.
But how about we look at the brighter side?
No,
of it?
you see, I'm saying that, you see, politics has advanced to a level where young people have become quite assertive and very critical, whichever way you say it. So whenever you are spending money, they really want to see the value for it. They also want to look at.
You just said the young man there say, well, it shouldn't be about.
No, that is the other side of it. That is the other side of it. You also look at the economic implication, because if I'm a young man in this age, we are no longer in 1990. The average Ghanaian is quite assertive and very critical. So if you want to spend like millions of Ghana cedis to celebrate a day, call it Ghana 70, whatever
but
you
you
want to call
agree
it.
Ghana 50, the Jubilee celebration?
No. It was highly on. You said the celebration, we can
matched.
Yes, definitely, because the cost and the aftermath excesses that came up with it, we have to set up a commission, a whole lot of Ghanaians. Whenever such an opportunity is created, we brought it. You understand? For me, I think we need to be very moderate and also match the energy of the young people and the economic situation of the country at any point in time. If we move away from it, we are doomed.
Then that will be it. I will spend so much time on this.
I think I will just 30 seconds. When he said that he's surprised that they made mention of Ghana 50 because there was a big scandal with it. What was the scandal? You set up a committee of inquiry into it. You came up with nothing. And even the chairperson of Ghana at 50 even said you even owed him. Documented. Everything was stated. So if there was a scandal, who was arrested for it?
I'm not sure.
Who was the culprit? So you cannot say a scandal.
a national
And if it was a scandal, the committee was set up under NDC to investigate MPP. So the NDC overlooked it. Is that what you are saying?
It remains one of the biggest blocks.
It is not true. It is not true.
Ghana is 69, so let's celebrate that one. Let's move into oral. Yeah, okay, so let me start off with you. I think here we are. You're already pointing out that no one has been arrested. Same case for oral, right?
Oh, I think that for oral, they made their case, so it will be good our senior brothers.
No, but the point is 1.5 billion in frozen assets. At least that's the indication we're getting from the Minister for Government Communications.
Yes, I agree. From the Minister for Government Communications.
Yeah.
You see, did you follow the 2008 elections very well?
Not really.
Like, did anybody follow it? No.
Maybe you want to. Maybe there's a perspective you want to bring on board.
Yeah, we are listening. I was there.
In 2008 elections.
Yeah, I was contesting as a member of parliament for Ashama constituency.
Oh, okay. In 2008 elections, I think 2-3 months to the elections, the NDC flooded the streets. Almost every constituency. I was in Akweta constituency then. Almost every constituency with flyers of presumed bank accounts of MPP ministers. So they have Osafo Manfo, they write 100 million Ghana cedis attached to it. Then they'll pick Hakma Usajman, they write 92 million Ghana cedis attached to it. President Kufuor, his was in the billions. Do you understand? Ali Mahama was in the billions.
In millions or billions?
Yeah, in the billions.
Millions
of Ghana cedis.
Millions.
They flooded it on the street. It wasn't as if they were even sharing it to you. Wake up in the morning and this thing all over the streets. And it really worked for them. It happened in 2008. What they have done with this ORA is a sophisticated one. Because they did it in 2008 and they realized that people will not buy into that in 2024. They need to come with a sophisticated one, well documented. So what they did was simple. They got somebody, all right, who's painted himself like the saint to push this agenda of ORA. And the name of that person is Mr. Samuel Kujata. He made Ghanaians believe that the MPP government, all right, has stolen a tune of 21.4 billion Ghana cedis. Sorry, dollars, not even Ghana cedis. $21.4 billion. And if any Ghanaian, as at now, or even then, thought that the government officials or government functionaries could steal to the tune of $21.4 billion, then that person is being delusional. Look at our size of our economy. Then you tell me that a group of people stole $21.4 billion dollars. How did that make sense? But the problem that we were facing as a government was that people were so angry with us. Our communication was down, and I need to admit, our communication was down. So we were not there. We couldn't have that communication to counter it. It was a problem, and it's still a problem. Secondly, people were also having issues with their economy. So the least thing that they had, it got them angry. Also a fact. I mean, some few months down the line, when they won the elections, Okudjata Ablakwe again put up an oral document, which I have here. And I must say that in the history of Ghanaian politics, if you want to see a compilation of garbage, this is a refuse dump. It's this document called oral. Okudjato. This is what they did.
But you haven't read the document. How do you know it's garbage?
I read it.
Okay.
That's why I have it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've read it.
Okay.
Page to page.
You've read it?
Yeah, I've read it.
Okay.
Now, when they came to power, that says February 2025, first report from your media house, it said we can retrieve 21.19 billion from 36 oral cases. 21.19 billion dollars, not cedis, dollars from 36 oral cases. Then your own media house again.
Okay, I think that's another media house, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. That's not associated to you.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's GH1. He says, ORA can retrieve 20.49 billion with 36 cases, including the National Cathedral and the PDS. Samuel Okudata Blakwa. This is 10 February 2025. Then some few weeks, or let's say about 9 months later, after the oral committee has been set, all this noise has been made about it. They have incited people against the previous government that they've stolen so much, and they will use even that money to even run the economy. Because when they were even campaigning and people were asking them, you are talking about doing this, running a 133 shift, so how are you going to get money to do it? You want to cancel this tax and that tax and that tax, so where are you going to get money from? Their answer was simple: ORA. The money is in ORA. They have stolen so much, so we just go for the money from ORA and use it to run the economy. That was what they were saying. That was their chorus. 9 months down the line, one of their partners in the ORA, Mr. Domlevo, and this is 23rd October 2025, he says, ORA data including garbage entries collected without verification. So you see, the basis for the establishment of this document, which they used to drum this the previous government out of power. Your own person, Domlevo, is saying that it was full of garbage without verification.
Included.
Full of garbage.
No, he didn't say full of. I mean, you're having the document right in front of you, what the man says.
Yes.
He says included. He never said it was full of garbage.
Again.
He didn't say that.
Again.
No, I just want us to clear that, is it? He didn't say it was full of garbage, did he? No, I mean, but this is...
There's garbage.
No, if you're quoting someone...
So let's agree.
If you're quoting someone, you have to put them right.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
He never said it was full of garbage.
I agree with you, there's garbage. I agree with you, but there's garbage.
Well, if that's your interpretation of it...
I agree with you, but there's garbage. Then, a year down the line, the Attorney General goes on an interview with Bolare. Then, he's asked about ORA.
Yes.
Then he states, and I'll read it to you. Said, the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Mr. Dominic Ayenini, has downplayed claims that Operation Recover All Loot Committee can retrieve 20.49 billion for the state, describing the figure as inaccurate and based on rough estimate. Inaccurate and based on rough estimate. Last year, Mr. Samuel Okudota Blakwa claimed that the Oral Committee was handling about 36 cases and projected a potential $20.49 billion for the country. However, speaking on Star Chat with Bolare on Thursday, Mr. Ayeni said that the projection earlier hinted by Oral Committee Chairman and now Minister for Foreign Affairs has created unnecessary pressure on his office. But what was he expecting? If you tell people or tell your party base, you incite them and tell them that we are going to take $20 billion from the previous government, a functionaries of the previous government, and push it back to the economy, or we are going to jail them, and 1 year down the line, you are not seeing anything, what do you expect them to do? Isn't the pressure they'll put on you? This is just akin to what happened in the 70s, or let's say the 80s, the early 80s, of the Let the Blood Flow, people accusing the military government of corruption. Now, they set up a committee, a kangaroo court, and just took them to a firing squad. It is just akin to the same thing. That is what's happening today. I am not saying that with this whole oral issue, there won't be 1 or 2 issues within, or prosecution, proper prosecutions within. But this 20.49 billion is a scam. Mr. Samuel Okudata Blakwa lied to the people of this country that they can retrieve $20.49 billion. And all of us doing politics, all of us into politics, all of us who follow the current affairs of this country know what $20.49 billion is. This is a country that goes to IMF and go for $150 million. This is a country that on several occasions, under President Kufuor, under GM1, then I think under Prof. Mills, all right? There were times that this government tried to get a loan at the tune of even $2 to $3 billion and you couldn't get it. Then somebody can sit down, just create about $20.4 billion, and everybody followed it. Everybody followed the frenzy because People were hungry, the economy was tight, and an angry man, and a hungry man is an angry man.
He says it's full of lies. You're about to. So you have evidence.
No, don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm not even.
I'm just mindful of the time. That's
currently. So let me wrap it up. Currently, going through my phone.
Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm. I think this week also.
Yeah.
This week, the Minister for Government Communication, yes, Mr. Felix Ofukachi, Honorable, he stated that
1.5 billion.
He said 1.5 billion
assets, yes,
has been recovered from a frozen asset. You see, what they are doing is the same thing that they did with the oral thing. You are telling me that the state has been able to freeze 1.5 billion from people who are alleged to be part of corrupt issues or corrupt practices. 1.5 billion, not 1.5 million, 1.5 billion. Do you know that asset called 1.5 billion Ghana cedis?
So, all throughout your point, you just seem to be raising doubts. But what's your evidence that all these figures are not true?
Okuda Blackwa said, yes, they have 36 cases that could get the state 20.49 billion.
Yes.
Now, different person, government spokesperson comes and says that. He says, and I'm trying to quote what he said at the parliament. He said, Mr. Speaker, I can report to you that 1.5 billion Ghana cedis in assets have been frozen by people undergoing investigation and those before the court, and that include those who are involved in 280 oral cases. Mm-hmm. You have moved from 36 cases. That gives you 20.
Oh, but I mean,
to 280.
You know that the portal was open. You know the portal was open.
You know where I'm going? Yeah. Look, we will force this government to disclose all those people who are under investigation and their amount allocated to that said corrupt act, and that property and those properties that were also frozen from those people, because the right to information bill, you are going to do it. We will do it because we allow this oral thing, all right, to just go on like that with no issue.
Okay.
We didn't issue a counter to it. Yeah. We just took it as the politics as usual. But for this one, the Minister for Government Communication will have to provide us with the evidence. By Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, we are going to file the RTI for the information of all those assets and those individuals involved in it. I do not support corruption because, you see, I pay income tax. I am not part of the people who don't pay taxes, or I'm not part of the people who don't pay direct tax. So when you check amount of taxes that you pay within a month, and you see how much you are paying, and they are saying that someone or some people are just taking all of it, it doesn't matter the political party or the divide that you are. It will get you angry.
Okay, you know what? Samson, let me hear from you. Let me hear from you on this.
Well, I'm shocked and surprised by my younger brother here. So 2016, there was an election in Ghana. 2008 election, I was running a candidate in the Shama constituency as PNC, parliamentary candidate. But 2016, did you remember that his party described the current president at the time as incompetent? Mahama. And it was everywhere. It was everywhere. It was a brand name at the time. And based on that, the NDC lost the election miserably. So when it comes to election with strategies in communication, my brother, it's not like, and at the time, rightly so at the time, there was pressure. Ghanaians was angry with the government at the time. Guess same thing happened in 2024 elections when Ghanaians realized that the MPP government really put this economy into disarray. Even at the point that when the president at the time, former President Akufo-Addo now, at the time was having over thousands of presidential handlers, staffers, and asking ordinary citizens that we should fasten our belt. Then we were asking that they reduce your government size. For me to show me significance that I should fasten my belt. When there were COVID levies, and we said COVID is gone, Ghanaians were angry at the time. So there were so many things. When the e-levy, we said, we don't want e-levy. You said e-levy must come. The worst now was the domestic exchange program. that one person in your government, one person, I won't say it's the whole government, wake up in the night and said, look, domestic exchange program. So haircut. To the extent that even people who have tried for Ghana, serve Mother Ghana, and that is why we are talking about, I was talking about patriotic, and again I said, if someone has served Ghana, retired, honesty, dignity, and he has his benefit or his money, and he invests into government bond, and one person wake up and say, look, I am postponing your coupons payment. And people who have to, old age will have to go to the ministries to cry, meh. That alone could make you lose power. And nobody seemed to care about it at the time. One person wake up with a stroke of a pen. He said, Commissioner Banks, I am collapsing you. Spending 9 billion to rescue you. You end up spending almost 12 something or more, 20 something billion. Until then, people are still locked up. And people have lost jobs. So Ghanaians were really strategically angry for the government. You remember, he's talking about if the government said the frozen asset worth of 1.5 billion. He said asset, I don't think that's the end of the cases on the ORA. That is an aspect, a fraction of the ORA. So I will also be happy that he should go to RTI.
Yeah, he says RTI. That's what they plan
to compel government to name the sort of people that assets that they've been frozen, and it's costing us it's worth for Ghana taxpayer for 1.5 billion. If it's a relief that at least people are hearing that the government have really done something, than it being silent as it is at current. PDS, who didn't know the PDS has actually also brought issues to us? PDS brought issues to us. And so if the government, they were talking about PDS in other cases, I think they were in the right direction. But you also remember that the previous government, because they knew very well, I'm sure someone wanted to convince the president at the time, the former president now, that let's go to parliament and get a law, or there's some law that if I've stolen your set, your clock, right, your coat, then when you cut to me, then I come to say, okay, I'll pay. And even give me a payment plan.
Yeah.
When there's someone who still cook bodia in the rear, they take him to police station. He goes to prison. Obiako we are appointed goat. He goes to prison. And you have stolen billions, and you have to that pleading bargaining. I am angry with the current government. If President Mahama is listening to me, I'm angry. Because President Mahama has his party and his government has majority in parliament. They should have struck that law away. That law should have been repealed. That plea bargaining, because I don't know that Fifi Kwete said something. He said people are his own party people are pleading for some people. You remember Fifi Kwete got angry somewhere and said that? Yeah. Because of that pleading bargaining. I think the Attorney General should not accept pleading bargaining. We should retrieve it and you go to jail.
The question is, 20 billion, he says, is exaggerated. So the money may not be as much.
Even if they are able to even get 10 billion for it from the 36 cases, they've still done something. The government must do something. Because, as he said, it was one of the clerical calls that the NDC at the time made, and we were all angry. And we saw, when they go to the cathedral, look at the amount of money that has been paid for the cathedral. That's the cathedral. Look at, if you go to Palugu Tomatoes Factory, Palugu Pepos Dam, the amount that 12 billion or so, right? Or is it $1 million has been paid? Is it million or correct?
I'm not sure of the figures. Probably we'll check that up.
I think, Ivan, you have the figures?
Yeah,
is it $12 million?
We'll try and look it up.
12 million, right?
Actual figure.
Yeah, it's about 12 million that they paid. Look, from Saviligu to Walawale to Bolga, the road was awarded to a contractor. Do you know they paid the money and there's no job done? So this is a money that they can retrieve. The government can retrieve this money and even prosecute people who have paid this money because there's no work done. And you say, including contractors, when the government gives contract to a road contractor or whatever, they have another technical people they call it. What do they call it? They go to inspect. That's government. Go to inspect.
Yeah, but I guess he's trying to say that the NDC just took advantage of the political atmosphere and created a perception of corruption against the SWAL NPP government.
When they were, that's why I asked it in 2016 when they said there were corruption, man was incompetent. When they came, how many people did they put in jail? Apart from the NCA. After Abu Gapele, it was tried, the initiative began during President Mahama. Is that not it? So these two political parties, they are Akoko and Akweleba. They are the same fellas. They will always watch, zoom to their cameras, see something, say something, bring it, then we all bought it. However, I have hope.
Are you happy with the progress report on oral, or you feel that a lot more should be done?
No, a lot more should be done. And I'm surprised that the Attorney General who appeared before Bolare Su said his office is flooded with pressure. Of course, the report was presented to President. And President Mahama referred to the appropriate content. He should come to advise, having looked into the report before me, this 36 that was said, no, it is not. When I look, evidence base is 20 at 10 and not 36. Government should be transparent. Nobody will cut their neck off that, why did they say 36 and now it is 10? But you must, people that you should go, you should prove. If you go to court, it's not about oral document. It's about the evidence before the judge.
Yeah.
It's about getting the person to know that the person, and that is why I'm saying that this plea by itself, you have given a leeway to people to come and go.
Yeah, but the AG has told us that he's rejected all these offers so far, and that he's not working with that. We've heard him say that.
So why didn't you go to Parliament to abolish that law?
The law, okay.
The law should be abolished because once it's still sitting in our books, anybody can go to court and say, look, I have gone to them. He rejected doesn't mean that if the person gets to the law court, the person can say, there's this option, and I have gone to say, look, I will pay. Yeah. And the Attorney General rejected it. But if the judge admitted and said, okay, yes, this is a law, and nobody has come to court to challenge, nobody has gone to Supreme Court to challenge it, it has not been struck. Once it has not been struck and it's still sitting in our books, it's a law. And so for that matter,
it can be used.
It can be used.
Ivan, here we are. He says, well, everything in oral is exaggerated.
I think it's very interesting to say the least. I think I heard something like the NDC took advantage of the political situation.
Yes, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, that is quite an overwhelming statement. The question is, what was the political situation that the NDC took advantage of? That is what you need to delve deeper into what that particular situation was. You see, people handed over this country to President Akufo-Addo on the assumption that things were going to be done differently from what President Mahama did in 2016. That was the sort of impression where the 14 Ghanaians gave that particular power. It got to a middle of it and they realized that that wasn't the agenda the government was in to prosecute. It turned out to be something different. It started with reckless mismanagement of our economy. The numbers got to some level that became the debt level became so unsustainable. We were in the market borrowing as if there were no tomorrow. So these were the actual situation on the ground at the time that infuriated the people of this country. It got to a time political corruption became so visible to the extent that you could touch it. And this wasn't the NDC, because Ghana is not an NDC environment. It's an environment for Ghanaians. They felt it. PDS was an obvious reality and a classic example of corruption, which the president at the time should have investigated. What became of it? They sat aloof and watched on. That is why the president got the name, he was named the clearing agent, because under him, we are here today. Today, people are making noise about ORA because at the time, the president failed to do what he was supposed to do. That was to investigate many of the cases. Because you see, as a government, you end up being armed with the resources of the country, both human and financial. When allegations are made, it is your job as a government, because you have the resources of the country, to delve deeper, investigate and authenticate or otherwise of this investigation. But none of these issues were subjected to criminal inquiry. So it piled up and Ghanaians became so much convinced that indeed there were real acts of corruption. And you see, the impact of corruption were actually felt in this particular country, because you see, when people begin to steal so much, it will have a turning effect on the economy. So if you look at the economic numbers, all the rating agencies, Moody's, Fitch, S&P, these are credible rating agencies around the globe. They all rated Ghana junk. It got to a time we could not even go to the bond market to borrow. It got to a time we had to default on our debt obligation to the extent that for so many years in this particular country, we have to truncate investment of local people through the DDEP.
Ivan, how does that amount to the 20
I'll
billion?
come there,
Yeah,
don't worry.
right,
I'm explaining the political situation. He wanted a political situation.
So you want to paint
so
the
the
atmosphere.
political situation was a messy creation of the Akufo-Addo government. I will come out with this concept called ORA. ORA is what? ORA is when you are recovering all the stolen assets. You understand? Yeah. So, at the preliminary stage, an investigation was set up. First of all, let us correct this. ORA was not set up by Okujato. It was the president initiative. So Okujato was just a member of it. You understand? So when the committee was set up, their core job wasn't a forensic audit, but to engage Ghanaians. Listen to this particular case. They were to engage Ghanaians and get those issues of corruptions to be tabulated so that it will be subjected to or will be handed over to a team or an agency with prosecutorial and investigative power to be able to delve deeper into. So on the face value, ORA could have come up with a lot of figures, you understand that? Because these are the preliminary stage. None of it had been subjected to any criminal inquiry. So their job, as was handed to them by the president, you can read their terms of reference, was to engage Ghanaians and solicit some of this relevant information that will help the prosecutorial agencies to be able to delve deeper. So it is highly, erroneous for anybody to sit on TV and say, ORA projected 20 billion, so 20 billion should be taken. You understand? I don't know if you get the argument. So on the face value, that is why the Attorney General on Borare's show made it quite clear that Okujato's their mandate was to collect information from the people of this country on issues of corruption, and even I think they had to slash a lot of them out, and those with value, at the time when ORA was in place, they did not have any investigative power to be able to investigate, to subject any of them to forensic inquiry. So their job was to amass all these documents and hand them over to the AG. You understand? So until the AG is done with the evaluation and the inquiries into the ORA document, you cannot sit and say ORA is a useless or is a scam. No. It means you do not understand the whole concept, because the whole concept of ORA was to engage Ghanaians, collect this information, and then hand it over to an agency with prosecutorial power and authority to be able to subject them to forensic inquiry and come out with a critical fact that will stand the test of prosecution in a court of law. You understand? So that is the whole thing about.
So what motivated the figures then?
That is what I'm saying, that you have been. This is a committee. This is a committee that has handed over a mandate to engage Ghanaians to solicit such critical information, because there were issues of corruption were plenty. And again, the issues or the cases that were handed over to ORA, the cases of corruption in Ghana is not limited to that particular thing. It's just a part of it, a fraction of it. There are several other cases of corruption on the other side which were not handed over to ORA. It's the reason why the minister went to Parliament and told Parliament that they have retrieved a certain amount from a certain number of cases. Such cases, they all come under the umbrella of ORA, because it is recovering all loot assets. It doesn't matter whether Okujato's committee worked on it or any other committee. Wherever it came from, once we are recovering an asset, it falls under the umbrella ORA, because
do you
ORA
honestly
is a
think
asset.
that the corruption allegations would amount to 20 billion?
Until the AG completes his investigation and the various prosecutions are done, we will not be able to. These figures, obviously, anybody knows these figures were tentative figures. You understand? Exactly. I'm not sure Okujato was fixed. He was fixed in his narrative by saying that we are going to get 20-point-something billion, and even that was not what the NDC used for the campaign. Because this ORA figure came after. So it is totally wrong for anybody to sit to assert that it was the figure that the NDC sold to the people of this country. At the time, there was no figure.
What do you say to him when he says oral is a scam?
I think that is one of those political propaganda. Yes, because I don't know. He said that without any basis. There is no justification.
No, he's brought some documents.
He's just banding documents. These are public documents. These documents are not his creation. You understand? These are public documents you can access. And I am saying that the interpretation you put on it, that will determine whether you are being candid to the situation. You know, this is politics. You can just, propaganda and those things, it's just a matter of just swaying people. But the fact of the matter is that the average Ghanaian today is very assertive, very critical. When you say some of these things, they will subject to the critical.
Are you saying that oral is not being slow? Is that the impression? Because his point is, if
no, there is no aura. There is no aura. Let's set that. There is no aura as a body, a committee. But recovering asset is in play. And now everything is with the Attorney General. Yes, I agree in terms of the slow pace. Criminal prosecution, takes time. Yeah. But you see, that is what I'm saying, that prior to the election, there was this obvious reality that a certain corrupt practices have occasioned in this particular country. And we were expecting the then President Akufo-Addo to have taken initiative. For instance, when Wuntumi was accused to have, invaded our forest with a whole lot of stuff, he went to Koforidua and told the bishop that no, Wuntumi had done nothing without having been privy to any shred of criminal investigation that had been done at the time. So he was clear. Today,
he was the president of the republic.
Yes.
He would have been briefed on the matters.
No, but you see, briefing alone wasn't enough. You understand?
So that's the same thing he's saying, that, well, you don't put out a figure.
No, I'm saying that
based on the reportage of people just telling you.
You see, it's understandable. That is a committee being handed a job to collect data from Ghanaians. Yes. After collecting those data, they put it together and put the face value on it.
Okay.
You know, it's highly understandable. Then you hand it over to the appropriate agency to work on it. So if the Attorney General is telling you today that they need to go into them details to be able to, because the sort of assumptions that we make and the sort of projections that we make without having subjected such figures to critical scrutiny.
What I think is that the Attorney General should do us an honest by setting up a special tax committee.
Like another committee again, you mean?
At his minister's day, or in his minister's day, to properly work on this oral document.
Okay, dedication.
Yeah.
Oh, I
work on this document and then come out to say, look, this were the case presented as. When we went to
this is the number of them.
So the actual one that we are going to pursue. The other one is
okay. So I think Ghanaians are really worried about the slow pace of this whole prosecution because we are coming from a background where people became so much convinced and the obvious signatures were quite there. That massive corruption avocation in this particular country. And all these things were fact. People could not actually put an actual figure on it. But the fact is that PDS became a scam. So I think ORA being a scam should be substituted for PDS because PDS was a real scam. Look at the Westage that went into the National Cathedral. At the time, the economy was in crisis. At the time, people were forced to forgo their dividend. The government was forcefully using
but you see, Ivan, the operational word here is loot.
Listen, no.
Operation recover.
So that's
what I'm saying.
If you are familiar with portions of our constitution, political corruption is not just limited with what has been looted. It extends to willfully causing financial loss to the state. Yeah. So if you exercise poor discretion, silly discretion in terms of state resources, you can go to jail for that, you understand? And there are a series of examples, people pursued perverted priorities in this country because at the time the economy was in crisis, people were seriously sending people to Israel to go and pick stone to come and build what do you call a national cathedral. All these things were wasted, you understand? So for me, I think it's too early to rubbish whatever oral document. Yeah. So we need to take time. The AG need to hasten properly because you see the energy of the public is a bit drawing low. And if you're a government and your energy is not in sync with the general public, you should know you'll be heading towards doom. So what the AG can do, I am not interested in this thing being limited.
Something is saying let's dedicate a committee again at the AG's
the last time when I came here, I told you that the Office of the Special Prosecutor should be disbanded. And the President defended it. He said, no, it should be in play. Then I think some of these prosecutions should be handed over to him. You understand? Because the cases are one too many that the Attorney General alone will be overwhelming dealing with some of these situations. What happens to the regional offices? You understand? If we really want to do active prosecution, because you see, at the end of the day, the average Ghanaian is not going to listen to anybody. They want to see the criminals who looted our money go to jail. They want to have their money being retrieved. There are people who are not even interested in just retrieval because the current criminal jurisprudence allow us to jail people at the same time, take our money. You understand?
Exactly.
So people are very critical about
jail and take our money is the best. It's the perfect too.
You don't want anything to be
plead bargaining.
So brother,
something that's
people want to see people in jail. But in the past, people have gone to jail.
It entices people to do more. If they have pleaded and bargaining, then people will also commit this kind of
as a young man, I'm worried because if you engage young people who are coming into politics, they are coming with a single mindset. It's an avenue where you can make money and become fabulously rich. So you see a lot of young people join the political bandwagon, all in the name of we were living a certain lifestyle, and we have not been able to establish that conventional red line that scare people. Quite recently, I told you that the recent immediate past president of South Korea is in jail. He has been handed over a life sentence because of certain things that he did. So elsewhere, the powerful can face the brunt of the state. But in our part of the world, the wealthy, the powerful always jump over.
China or Korea, they will hang
so that impression is what needs to be curtailed. Yes, you can have issues with the pace of prosecution, some of the issues raised, and a whole lot. But do not downplay the fact that because this is not NDC's agenda, this is a national agenda. Because if you go out to the street and ask any Ghanaian, it doesn't matter whether the person involved is NDC or MPP, who cares? If the person is an NDC, must be prosecuted. Okay. And I think that is the agenda that we need to unstop this political.
I think it's a national agenda, not a scam, as you're calling it.
You see, since I started politics, active politics, right, I have never, ever seen any garbage like this oral. And I still maintain.
No, but let's be fair. At least we can. Even as of now.
And the reason why I'll tell you a compilation of garbage is that I will take you to some of the issues, all right? And I'll ask him on it. The 25 billion banking sector cleanup, who is under prosecution?
No.
Okay, fine. He says that there's prosecution going on. And I'm asking
but
there is nobody under prosecution because it was a lie. Nothing has been established.
What was projected?
Don't go that time.
When you were talking, I didn't
don't do that.
When you were talking,
you
I didn't
invited me.
You were asking him.
Make good use of rhetorical questions.
No. Then don't reference me. Don't reference me.
That's fine. So let me talk.
Like so who would answer that?
No, they're not different.
I think so. You don't want to allow anybody. Okay.
We're all talking.
You were asking a question.
I'm asking you now.
Yes, now you're asking me.
Luxurious presidential jet travels. Who is being under prosecution on this matter?
My goodness.
No, my goodness. Who is under prosecution on this matter?
Can I ask you a question now?
The man will run away.
No. Because you don't want us to speak as well.
It's finance minister.
108 ambulance scandal. Who is under prosecution? Recently, this same government came and said they are going to buy new ambulances. I think even double the amount of ambulances that we even bought. They didn't say they are going to service their existing ambulance. Even if you tell me that they have problem with it, or even an engine problem, you can even import the engine in. But you are saying you are going to buy new ambulances. If it were to be in their case, they would have called it a scandal. But we didn't call it a scandal. We are saying it's a wasteful expenditure. Difference, a wasteful expenditure.
Did you read the
issue of scandal contained a lot of
Did you read the Auditor General's report on that, on the ambulance situation, for instance?
And what was the?
I mean, that document has been out since, in terms of the past and all.
Do you have it?
But
what was the conclusion? What was the conclusion?
But it's an audit finding. It points to the fact that some infractions were happening.
$130 million frontier COVID testing scandal.
Yes.
The Nigerian man will come.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
But there was even a call for parliamentary inquiry into that. No, but I think.
No. When you were talking, I kept quiet.
Okay,
I kept quiet.
Yeah. Okay, just go ahead. Just go ahead.
I'm saying that the 130 million frontier COVID testing scandal. Have you heard of any prosecution?
Yeah, but Frontiers was a scandal, you agree?
I said, which was the scandal? The scandal is that you said a scandal in opposition. You come to power. You come to power, and you are even given the opportunity. Then you list these ones as part of your scandal, as part of your scandals. Then some months down the line to a year now, nobody is being prosecuted on this matter. It doesn't mean that all the cases. It doesn't mean no. You being the host is not being fair.
No, go ahead. No, you said you want to speak. Just go ahead.
And I listen.
Yeah, go ahead. I think I get you.
They should also to talk.
Go ahead. Yes, just go ahead.
No, I'm excited the way you are pushing the government. I'm so excited.
Of course.
I am excited.
No, okay. So you like okay. I think okay. Okay. So okay.
No, I'll go there.
Okay.
I'll go there.
All right. Okay.
85 million stadium renovation. Who is being prosecuted? It's 1 year down the line. What you do is that if you think that there was a scandal with it, you gather your documents, you start the prosecution. So on what basis? If they didn't have the document, in fact, they even brought when you even go to the document, there are some documents attached to it. What happened to this document? Where is the prosecution on this matter? I said I abhor corruption, but I also won't let you lie. It's the same. That's why I'm saying that on the issue of 1.4 billion assets being frozen by this government, 1.5 billion
frozen
cities frozen. In regards to issues of corruption,
you say assets.
Assets. Frozen. Assets. In regards to corruption, all right, I'm saying that we are going to push the government spokesperson to give us the details of this.
And when you say we, you mean your party?
Of course, don't worry, we are planning it.
Okay,
we should get ready for it.
Right, okay,
now, let's go to...
Oh, you have another case there?
Yeah,
okay.
3 billion SMS scandal.
Yeah.
Very much aware that the Office of the Special Prosecutor is on that matter. And I'm also very much aware that the Office of the Attorney General is on this matter. And this is where I do have a problem.
Okay.
Where I have a problem is that I think, from where I said, I think that the former finance minister should avail himself to be questioned on these matters. That is my position on it.
Okay.
I still stand on it.
Okay.
10 toes on it with full chest.
Okay.
I am saying that he should avail himself, because the longer he delays on this matter, even if he's not able to be being extradited to this country, at the end of the day, it is the political party that will face it, and he's not bigger than the political.
But most of the things he caused it.
So, calm down, bro. Calm down. Calm down. When you say most of the things he caused it,
the finance minister, the former finance minister.
Why don't you hold him to
help the government to bring him?
No.
It's your party member.
I don't think you are being fair to me.
No, just go ahead.
But it's your party member.
Nobody is stopping you. No, but just go ahead. I'm giving you the time. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. No, nobody. Nobody. He didn't
on national service.
Yes.
Those who are culpable.
Yes.
Were in Yoko custody for some time.
Yes.
Before they were granted bail.
Yeah.
On issue of the buffer stock, there's been prosecution that started on it.
Right.
So when he says that Kenofrata started to cause all the problems, I'm like, what prevents them from going for finance minister and relation to the NSS if he's making...
Okay, so I think, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Because you don't want anyone to ask you a question, no one to talk.
Okay,
can I ask
me the question?
Okay, now I can ask you.
Asking questions? When they were all speaking, I just heard my...
Oh, but let me ask you so you can... Let me ask you so you can...
Watch,
when they were just... I think... So let me ask you. So let me ask you. Okay, so let me ask you this one. How many cases, I mean, practically speaking, can an Attorney General take up at a time? How many cases? Yeah, practically speaking. That's not my work. Yeah, that's not your work. But so you lack expertise on how many cases you can run at a time. Doesn't he hold press conference? He does. Doesn't he hold press conference? Yes. Do interview and list number of cases? Yes. So you can ask me the number of cases. No, I'm saying that practically speaking, I'm not saying... Let me say the Office of the Attorney General.
Don't hold brief for him, the Attorney General. The guy is there in the Attorney General that you are not doing your work. I am saying that he's mentioning cases upon cases that the government has not done anything about it. And I'm happy that he's an MPP man who's saying that. And I think that he should take a phone and call his finance minister. Because you are protecting your party. You say individual. Who should pick your phone and call the phone? Oh, you are the party member. You can call your brother. Pick your phone and call. Come home, brother who? Why haven't you called Senator to also come home? Why haven't you called? Okay, so are you telling? I'm asking you a practical question. How many cases can an AG carry out? When we talk about the Office of the Attorney General, it doesn't necessarily mean that the Attorney General a single individual. It's the whole office. All right. So if you really mean that you want to prosecute, all right, you need to pick all the documents and assign it to your officers so that they will be following up the cases. My position on the matter is, I say I abhor corruption. I don't like corruption. But my issue with this case is that
there are a lot of things that were written in these ones that were just more on, okay, let's just give a dog a bad name and hang it. Exactly the point I'm making. And I've mentioned some of the presumed scandals registered here.
Are you saying that there was no case of looting or corruption under the Akufo-Addo?
Who have you jailed?
Okay, so once someone is not jailed, your assumption
who have you jailed?
No, I'm saying that once someone is not jailed, your assumption is that no corruption ever happened.
When Police made his statement in Parliament, he did state that this asset has been frozen.
I'm saying that your assumption is that once you haven't...
let me land. Let me land with the full stop.
Okay.
I'm saying that when Police made the case, he said that this asset has been frozen until prosecution is completed and they are found guilty. There's nothing we can do about it than to freeze the asset. Okay. So he is saying that the state has the power to freeze those assets, all right, and also respect their rights of the individuals involved. I hope you understand.
Okay.
So until somebody is prosecuted, all right, and the person is jailed or the person is found culpable of that offense, you cannot say the person is a criminal.
Okay.
You get my point?
Oh, you wanted to come in briefly. Okay, before I bring in something. Yes.
President, I think we need to set the record straight, like I tried to explain why this ORA came up with this document and the scale of prosecution. You see, prosecution with the Office of the Attorney General is ongoing. There are a number of cases. The question is, how many can the AG prosecute?
Yeah, but he's saying how many were jailed. So.
No, it's not about jail.
What is he talking about?
These are
is that not an office?
These are criminal cases.
What are you talking about?
You need to prove beyond every reasonable doubt. It's not on the balance of probability.
So you don't sit there and call them scandals. So it's as simple as that. That's the opposition making.
Please.
You made those noise in opposition. Now you have the power to prosecute. And you are still doing around
the fact of the matter is that there are ongoing investigations. Some of these things are still undergoing investigation.
And over 1 year, you cannot put up a prosecution document. Over 1 year, you can't put up a prosecution document. I am challenging the government. I am challenging them. I'm in opposition. I say go for them.
People are watching.
I know.
It's simple as that.
Yeah, he says go for that.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that investigations are ongoing. Yes, it is proper and right for the Attorney General to speed up because it is whole agency that can take series of cases at a time because it is my interest to seal the back of criminals who stole our money in prison. You understand?
Good.
It is the interest of every young people because just to send a message to people out there that politics is not an avenue or a ticket to unholy wealth. That is the message and the
we shall hold you to your words on issue of risk.
The Attorney General is currently working.
You said you retreat from
people are watching us.
When you were interjecting me,
I didn't.
When you were interjecting me,
so please. So the point is that yes, the prosecution needs to speed up, but it doesn't mean that some of these cases are not being investigated. And again, on the case of the Bank of Ghana cleaning,
I think I'll come to you.
The Bank of Ghana, it is really shameful for somebody who was part of the previous administration to sit here and ask Ghanaians what has become of this case. Because the whole investigation started under Akufo-Addo. And at the end of the day, the person was cleared.
And it ended.
Cecilia Dapaah was cleared.
Which administration was cleared?
So
she was cleared under your administration.
It's very shameful for you to sit here. No. It's very shameful to sit on TV.
So let me hear from something.
It's my time.
She was cleared under your administration. The case could not. But assuming that she wasn't cleared, she was cleared under administration. You name it as a scandal under ORA.
Okay, I'll come. Simple. I'll give you the time. Simple. I think I'll come to you. So
this is highly unnecessary.
Yes. Okay. I'll come to you. I think
the banking sector cleanups. That is not a scam. That is the actual reality, and the data, the documents are quite there. So you need to do proper investigation to proceed with investigation. The Sputnik V scandal is there, has to be prosecuted, has to be investigated and prosecuted. You understand? Then you need to do proper criminal inquiry into some of these cases. And I'm saying that the cases are one too many. And you should even be shocked that such many corruption were allowed to happen under a government that promised to protect the peace of this country. Ghanaians are angry today. Ghanaians are angry at the NDC government for not prosecuting and jailing people they perceive to be criminals. That alone is a big statement. You understand? And these were not facts which were manufactured. The NDC did not manufacture the PDS. The NDC did not manufacture the specific. So you need to take that. How long did it take?
Who is in court?
Listen.
Who is in court?
Listen.
The issue is not about the prosecution. The issue is about taking the issue to court. Who is in court in relation to PDS? Simple as that. Who is in court?
This thing is turning into.
Okay. No. Please. You are not bleeding. You need to apologize to me.
No. I am not worried. I am not worried.
I think I'll give you the time.
Apologize to me.
Okay, I'm doing that.
If there is anybody to apologize, I think you should go on your knees and apologize to the people of this country for how you mess up.
You should go on your knees and apologize to the people of this country.
Samson, let me hear you. Samson, let me hear you.
I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to.
I know, but
no.
You will do it. You will do it. Don't worry.
Gentlemen, let's not do this.
We will do it.
You understand?
I give you that respect.
Please, just I'll give you the time. I'll give you both the time. I'll give you the time.
I'm ready to go on.
Okay, I know. Okay. So just hold on.
I am ready.
I think I'll give you the time. That's what I said. Yes. I think so. I said I'll give you the time. So now the agreement is
as long as
the agreement is
as long as our viewers are deciding enough.
They decided know that you started it. And
I think I'll give you the time.
So the fact of the matter is that we are all worried about the slow pace of prosecution, and it's because the issues are also packed up. You understand?
Yeah.
So government will have to make a certain kind of commitment and prosecute these cases at a very speedy fashion for Ghanaians to have that particular peace of mind. And indeed, the very criminals who use 8 years to rob this country, rape the resources of this country, were not just mere speculations and conjecture, but rather there were actual corruption, and these people have been prosecuted. You understand? And I am saying that you cannot use 1 year to investigate a whole gamut of corrupt activities and expect everybody back in court. It is highly unreasonable to make such assumptions. You understand? So it is a time. Today, people are
in prosecution.
Today, people are facing prosecution. There are others in line. You understand? So it's not as if the Attorney General has folded his arms, sitting and then watching unconcerned.
Okay, Ivan,
is that
let me have
it will have to be done at a time. Yes, I appreciate you need to go quick, but don't sit here and underscore the fact that there is nothing happening.
Okay,
we all want to see them. And again, the most important part of this thing,
briefly,
the major person sitting at the center of this whole criminal enterprise that we which must be investigated is Kendo Foriata, who is sitting somewhere today. He's a fugitive, a criminal fugitive, sitting on somebody's.
No, but he's not being convicted yet.
No. Tabakro has been convicted.
Yes.
She is the criminal. She is the criminal.
I want
go for her first. Go for her first. She is the criminal.
I'm sitting somewhere. On this platform.
It has no interest you, but Proprietor has interest you.
Okay.
You see your hypocrisy.
On several occasions.
Let me get
when I came here, I advocated that she should be brought home. You understand? I don't care who got himself involved in corruption.
Okay, let me hear from Samson. Let's hear from Samson. Let's hear from Samson.
Okay, so you see, I have a different view, but I'm excited in the way my brother Atik from the New Patriotic Party came vociferous, fearless, to challenge or to dare the government. He's daring the government, not only the Attorney General. And I agree with him that the ease and the space that the oral should have gone, we are not seeing it. Ghanaians are not seeing it. And it was a thumb card for NDC in the leading to the 2024 election. I am also excited that it is not PNC, CPP, or other political party that is there in the government, but the one who left government a year ago said that if you think that my people were corrupt, prosecute them. I like President Akufo-Addo, former President Akufo-Addo's Attorney General. What was his name?
You mean Godfred Nam?
Godfred Odam.
Or the other one?
Godfred Odam.
Okay, all right.
He was Attorney General, isn't it?
Yeah, there was one before. So
no, the lady was there, but it was moved.
Yeah, Godfred, yeah.
So when Godfred came, he can take people, even on Sundays, you go to court.
Really?
In daily basis, you go to court. And he was always in court. The work of the Attorney General is just like the Minister of Agriculture. You're supposed to be out there, you're not supposed to be sitting in your office. We saw Godfred Dame taking people, even at Tufoshin, who's now the finance minister.
Yeah.
They were taken into court in daily basis so that they can't even go to their constituencies to campaign. In hourly basis. And you will see Godfred Dame. All the media used to be there to be reported. You will always see Godfred Dame in court. And so we want to see the same. The lawyer, the Attorney General lawyer is my brother-in-law. Tell him that he should stop ranting. He should stop ranting. If he cannot do the job, he should get out of the court, the office, and let President Mahama bring somebody who would take people in daily basis to court. These MPP people, they are smart.
Yeah, but he's telling you that you can't put out a claim and say that the people are...
Those that he found culpable.
Yeah.
In terms of to prosecute.
Yes.
How many of them are in court? That's what.
Yes, but that's what he's telling you. Yes, that's what he's asking.
How many of them? If they projected it, 20. How much? What was the figure? 21.19 billion. How many of them has he taken to court so far? And are they going to court? Did he enter for daily basis? Or as when they can?
I mean, let's be fair to the AG, isn't it? I was just telling. I was just asking.
I said there was another AG on the. He's not the first AG to be on the scene.
So there are some AGs that will go.
There were an AG who take people to court in daily basis.
They had time, do investigation, had the cases profile. Then you can proceed with such evidence. But at this stage,
you can't tell me that 1 year. When was last time President Mahama hand over this document to Attorney General? When was last time? It wasn't last year.
Yeah, last year.
I can't remember the month, but I remember it was last year that they handed over. Are you telling me till now they haven't done even 10% of the cases investigation? Some of the cases, do they need to even investigate? Some of the things that he made mention, do they even need to? Because like it was reality. Is it not true that somebody came to airport there and they were collecting money?
Yeah, and someone was collecting.
But he says it's not true that
he says that does not amount to corruption. That's what I think is right.
No. Is it not true?
No one is being jailed. Okay, no one is being jailed.
Is it not true that former health minister said that he wasn't thinking right when he
did a Sputnik?
Because it was the exigency of the case. He didn't think right. He said it. He wasn't in Parliament.
Yes, Parliament.
That he wasn't think. He didn't think right. Is it not true that they went and saw real money, fiscal money, at his Ledapa house, and they said they counted till daybreak? I wasn't there. Where's the?
They did what? They were counting the money.
They counted the money till those who went. They said they counted.
A special prosecutor.
Yeah, they said they counted the money till daybreak.
Wow.
Now they said they sent the case to Yoko. Yoko said bring the document. Attorney General. You know, it became a conflict between the OSP office and the Attorney General. So he's right. My brother, I think, is absolutely right. Oh, if he had said me the list, I would have also go through the list and tell you some of the cases that he made mention are reality.
Oh, okay.
We don't need Ghanaians know. Okay, take them to court, and if court leave them to go, then we all know that you took them to court, but court let them go. If you want to do due diligence, stop talking. The office of the Attorney General is not a communicator. It's to be based on law, based on evidence. He's supposed to be going to court.
Yeah,
he's
but
the lawyer for the president.
So should we not praise the AG for that? Because the Attorney General is also Minister for Justice, right? And
the Attorney General wants public sympathy.
He must do well to every. The Attorney General must do well to every Ghanaian.
Attorney General wants public sympathy.
People are going to court. That has to be also, that has to be underscored. People are going to court on a daily basis.
And ORA.
No, among all the corruption cases.
No. He said we are talking of specific.
No. But ORA is
specific issue. Okay. ORA is recovered. The Attorney General, you said he was on Bolare program and said because of ORA, His office value with what?
Okay,
with pressure. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And I think that stop talking.
Okay, let me hear from
But you see, the point is that I am not against prosecution. Like I said, I want the Attorney General to be very proactive and go very radical.
You should go to court in daily
That's
basis.
my point.
Okay.
So that the confidence and the trust Ghanaians have will not dip. You understand? So it's not like
you saw how Attorney General and Afenyan Marcus ran to Parliament in the Supreme Court in the afternoon for that case in that of their member of Parliament.
Yeah.
What's seriousness?
Let me hear from you. 30 seconds each, so we can be a bit fast about it. Yes.
So, as a young person, a fan of President Mahama, I think so far the government is doing something for the people of Ghana. But when it comes to oral, I disagree with most of the things they do, because you realize that oral is creating an impression among the young ones. And I know this because I have conversations with my peers. And this is what they actually think. There's this perception that when politicians and government appointees are involved in corruption and embezzlement of funds, all you need to do is have money, and you can always pay your way throughout. And I think this is a canker which is breeding among the young people. So I think that even though the government is recovering the loot, it is not enough. We want to see people behind bars. And I agree with Mr. Atik here. You see, if the government is saying that people have embezzled funds and they are involved in corruption, let's see them being prosecuted. As young people, we don't just want more. We want everything. We want to see the asset being recovered, and at the end of the day, people should also be sentenced. People should be put behind bars. I think this is the best solution for Ghana, and the youth will also emulate from this thing, because since the youth are the future, let's not create this impression among them. Thank you very much.
Okay, and the gentleman.
Thank you for the opportunity. Please, I want to use this my 1 minute to talk from the first topic and then the last.
Yes, but just be snappy because of time. Let's start with oral. Yes, for the sake of time. Yes.
Okay, then oral. It is a legal matter. So I don't understand the reason why some people are saying that just 1 or 14 months people should be put behind bars or something like that. No, let's wait. It's a legal matter. We don't want a situation where people will be prosecuted and the same people will come and start telling us that.
But some names are up there, and the politicians have used that for.
Yes, I understand. If you are accused of stealing the state property, doesn't mean that they should arrange a kangaroo court system and just put you into jail. It is a legal matter. Let's take time. We have given the president a 4 years mandate. So let's wait. And the Attorney General is working on the matters. So let's wait. But my problem has to do with the Attorney General because he's an MP too.
Yeah, overheard.
It can also distract him from handling the...
I think oral is not an event, but an operation which is set in motion. And due to the technicality and legalities around it, there's a need for due diligence to be done. So we do not have to put pressure on the government to move at speed because we need the things to be done right. And against that backdrop, it would be very much unfair for Atik, which is an incoming organizer of the NPP, a political party that has suffered the most humiliating political... incoming youth organizer to sit here and say oral is a scam. If he says oral is a scam, does he by virtue say that it is untrue that $58 million was spent to dig an expensive pit? Is he trying to say PDS is untrue? Is he trying to say ghost names were not infiltrated into the national service scheme? These are facts. These are things that we do not even need any investigations into.
Okay. I'm told that our time is up. Yes. Okay. So just land for so I take the.
ORA demonstrate the government commitment to accountability and then protecting the public purse. So we want to see actions from the government since they have started with investigation and other things. We want to see action from the government and the Attorney General. They should speed up the process.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Time is up. We need to go 30 seconds each for you, gentlemen. Atik, I'll start with you.
Yes. So 30 seconds. ORA was based on documents. Before they made the pronouncement, there were documents in relation to it. So when you even take this book, all right? When you flip it, when they make the allegation, you see an attached document. So you make your prosecution based on that document. So what happened to that document? Whether you couldn't stand the test of time or you couldn't stand the law.
Okay, great.
I think the energy in Ghanaians seeking the back of perceived criminals is because of how this country was turned into a crime scene and corruption became so pervasive. I think we need to recognize the state we are and go up with the prosecution with the same energy. There shouldn't be any mismatch. There is a fact that people misappropriated.
Imagine waking up to fresh forest air, wildlife just a few steps away, and breakfast served in the heart of nature. This March, Joy FM is inviting you to escape the city properly. Friday the 20th and Saturday the 21st of March, we're taking you on the Joy FM Safari Experience 2026, a 2-day